A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a shocking escalation of violence, European officials have condemned Russia's recent missile attack on Ukraine's Sumy, which resulted in the deaths and injuries of numerous civilians. The attack, which occurred on Palm Sunday, has been characterized as a blatant disregard for human life and a mockery of ongoing peace negotiations led by the United States. Ukrainian officials reported that 2 ballistic missiles struck the heart of Sumy, a city located approximately 30 kilometers from the Russian border, during a time when locals were gathered to celebrate the religious holiday. The assault claimed at least 34 lives and injured 117 individuals, marking it as the second large-scale attack on civilians within a week. Polish Foreign Minister Radek Sikorski, speaking on behalf of the European Union, expressed outrage at the attack, describing it as a mocking answer from Russia to Ukraine's agreement to a ceasefire proposed by the U.S. administration. Sikorski urged the U.S. leadership, particularly President Trump, to recognize the seriousness of the situation and respond accordingly. I hope that President Trump and the U.S. administration see that the leader of Russia is mocking their goodwill, and I hope the right decisions are taken, he stated during a meeting of EU foreign ministers in Luxembourg. Finnish Foreign Minister Elina Valtonen highlighted the timing of the attack, which followed recent talks between Trump's envoy and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Valtonen asserted that this incident reflects Russia's complete disregard for the peace process and for human life itself. Lithuania's Foreign Minister Kęstutis Budrys went further, labeling the attack as a war crime, particularly noting the use of cluster munitions aimed at civilian targets. French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot echoed these sentiments, stating that the attack illustrates Putin's unwillingness to agree to a ceasefire. He called for the European Union to impose the toughest sanctions on Russia to cripple its economy and impede its military efforts. The EU has already enacted 16 rounds of sanctions against Russia and is currently deliberating a 17th package, though consensus is becoming increasingly challenging due to the potential impact on European economies. Germany's Chancellor-designate, Friedrich Merz, condemned the Sumy attack as a serious war crime. He noted that this attack came shortly after Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán's visit to Moscow, suggesting that Putin interprets diplomatic overtures as signs of weakness rather than genuine efforts for peace. Merz reiterated his support for supplying Ukraine with long-range missiles to enhance its defense capabilities, a stance previously rejected by outgoing Chancellor Olaf Scholz. The Ukrainian State Emergency Service reported that among the casualties were 2 children, with 15 others also injured. President Volodymyr Zelensky condemned the attack in a social media statement, calling the perpetrators filthy scum for targeting innocent civilians. He detailed that the first missile struck university buildings, while the second exploded above street level, indicating a calculated effort to maximize casualties. Andriy Yermak, head of the Ukrainian president's office, claimed that cluster munitions were utilized in the attack, aiming to inflict maximum harm on civilians. However, this assertion has not been independently verified by news agencies. This incident follows a previous missile strike on April 4th in Zelensky's hometown of Kryvyi Rih, which killed approximately 20 individuals, including 9 children. In response to the escalating violence, President Zelensky has called for a unified global response, stating, "Talks have never stopped ballistic missiles and aerial bombs. What's needed is an attitude toward Russia that a terrorist deserves." Meanwhile, President Trump, addressing the attack while returning to Washington, expressed his dismay, labeling the situation as terrible and suggesting that the attack might have been a mistake, although he did not clarify his statement. As the situation in Ukraine continues to deteriorate, the international community watches closely, with many calling for stronger action against Russia to prevent further loss of innocent lives. The recent events in Sumy serve as a grim reminder of the ongoing conflict and the urgent need for a resolution to restore peace in the region. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.